What's going on, guys? I want to welcome you to the Ken Flash Show. Today, I'm going to give you guys some value about resilience, some value about not giving up, some value about how I lost my very first fight, and it took me to higher levels. It took me to a new mindset. It made me be determined and willing to give whatever it takes to never let that same thing happen twice. So it was a learning lesson for me, right? So I want to jump right into it with you guys and tell you a little story about my first ever fight in the ring. I was working in the bank at the time, and the Olympics was on, and the boxing would show up. And we used to have this meeting called 5 minutes. So during 5 minutes, we get together, we'd share something good, just motivate the whole team. But for some of these 5 minute meetings, we would watch the Olympics instead. And it just so happened the boxing happened to be on. There was one fighter from the Caribbean. His name is Toriano Johnson from the Bahamas, whom I got to meet further down in my career numerous times. But Toriano Johnson actually inspired me to get into the Olympics. Never met him, just saw him on TV from the Bahamas fighting in the Olympics. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. That's where I want to go. And that is what I chose to pursue from there forward. 6 weeks later, I quit the bank and dove into boxing full time. Now, I trained throughout the upcoming months, thought I was training to a super high level, thought I was giving everything I had to give, thought I was doing everything right. In my first fight, I had to fly off to Jamaica. And getting down to Jamaica, it was a show fight. So, we're all at the hotel, Jamaica team, the Cayman team. We're all doing the weigh-ins. Everybody's getting their weight. Bam, everybody's on point. Fight night comes. First few fights, they go. Jamaica wins some, Cayman wins some. And they pause the show right in the middle of the fights to say Usain Bolt has just broken the world record. That paused everything that night in the competition. And everyone celebrated, bam, Usain Bolt breaking the world record. So it was actually, around the world was a big deal, but it was even a bigger deal in the Caribbean, and especially being in Jamaica at the time, Usain Bolt being from their home country, being a Jamaican, all the fights paused. Once that celebration was over, the fights were back on. And then it was my turn to step in the ring for my competition against my opponent. Getting in the ring, butterflies going, nervous. But at the same time, I was excited. I was confident because I knew the training that I put in, or I thought I knew the training that I put in. Got in this ring, me and the guy were going at it. We're exchanging blows, slipping, punching, dodging, moving, hitting. And I hurt the guy quite a few times in the ring. But here was the problem. I didn't have the energy to finish this fighter. So every time I would hurt him, he was able to cover up. But I just couldn't end the fight off right there. I just couldn't get him out. I just couldn't get the stoppage. Because every time I would throw in a flurry, I would be dead tired. I'd punch myself out. And this happened numerous times, and the guy, he has to hold on to me, and I got to hold him. Referees call him break, and I'm pushing him off, but I'm so tired. By this point, every time I hurt him, he grabs. I'm struggling, trying to get him off. I'm going at him again. And so there's a lot of holding happening. And anyways, it is like the last 10 seconds of this fight. And I just couldn't get this guy out of there. And the referee then stops the fight, says it's too much holding. Disqualified. And that's actually how that fight ended. And I'm in the ring and I'm fussing and I'm arguing, and my coach says, stop. killer arguments, killer fuss. The ref said something, it is what it is. You fix it next time. So I got to learn that day that I had the ability to clearly win this fight, clearly get this fight out of there. But I did not have the stamina, nor did I have the endurance to make it happen, to execute on it. So I thought I was training so hard. I thought I was training so well. I thought I was crushing it. And I realized for my first amateur fight, I was dead tired. And I said, I'd never make that happen again. So having that experience in that first loss allowed me to realize I got so much more to give. I got to step my training up so much more because I'm capable of so much more. I just got to put the work in order to get the job done, in order to perform at a much higher level than I think I am currently at. And I am currently at. So I got back, trained double time, way harder, put the effort in, put the work in, put the focus in, no slacking, no shortcuts, no nothing. I put that full effort in, and I went on a winning streak thereafter. And I got to another fight in my career against Charles Vasquez. That's my guy, that's my boy. And bam, from a technical standpoint, I was out working Charles. And same thing happened in the fight. Just broke me down, just weirded me down. Charles had a lot more experience than me. He was a more experienced fighter. That's what he did. He was able to break me down, wear me down. Same thing happened in that fight. I got tired. Charles's father even said to me, hey, you're a good fighter, man, but you gotta get your endurance stamina up. And that same thing programmed in my head. I said, I gotta step it up even higher. I gotta do more. I gotta train harder. I gotta eat better. I gotta put in these extra hours. I need to put in these extra runs. I need to make sure that I'm not missing out on anything that is going to lead me to being a better athlete, better boxer, better fighter. There forward, I went another winning streak again up until my elite debut, which is in Quito, Ecuador. I don't know, like 7,000, 8,000 feet above sea level. And of all the countries that was there, it was my luck that I drew the guy from Quito, Ecuador, already a one-time Olympian. When I tell you I got my ass whooped, I got my ass whooped. That guy beat me like he was my father. But I got a serious learning lesson in that scenario, in that situation. Don't underestimate where you are at. Don't underestimate your opponent. Don't underestimate your competition. Right? Because two things. I had a super experienced fighter against me. And the next part is I was fighting in altitude. I never had that experience before. My ego was just driving me so far to say, altitude, what is that? No issue, no problem. I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm on a winning streak right now. So, I figured I would just continue that. But I was ego lying to me, telling me the wrong thing, underestimating the one-time Olympian already, underestimating fighting in altitude. I got back in that first round. First time I ever wanted a fight to stop. I couldn't breathe. I watched other fighters during this competition throw barely any punches, just how difficult fighting this altitude was. But again, it just came from underestimation and being ego driven. So I got the opportunity to learn from that again. I need to continue on, be smarter, train harder again, level up, push my glass ceiling more, do more with my training, stay focused, do not underestimate what is ahead of me. So I had to really dial in. And by doing all of these things and continuing to push the level of competition, and now learning to not underestimate what is there ahead of me or being ego driven, and actually realizing I need to put in the work and push things more and be more focused, work harder towards things that I want, I was then able to meet the Cubans, start to live with the Cubans, best team in the world. I was a good fighter. These guys took me to being a very good fighter. These guys allowed me to really step my game up. Best team in the world. It was a blessing to be around the world champions. It was a blessing to be around the Olympic champions, because they showed me what it was really about. These guys paid tremendous attention to details. When I tell you timing, centimeters, inches, these guys have it on lock. And I can remember coaches over there saying, you know why we are the best in the world? Because when we are tired, when we're exhausted, that's when we are in perfect form. Got an opportunity to learn so much from these guys. You know, Julio de la Cruz is like heavyweight, but he was like a big brother to us. This guy just invested so much time with us. He's just super, super amazing guy, super cool guy. But he took his time also with his experience to give us tips, give us pointers, give us training while we were in camp and while we were living with them in order to make us be better. So be able to use your resources, be able to use people that are around you, that are better than you, to help you become better. And be a white belt, be a sponge, be willing to listen, learn, not let your ego get in front of you, so you can absorb as much knowledge as you can from those that are ahead of you. And don't underestimate the competition that's up ahead. You have to be ready, willing, and working to produce more for yourself and push your glass ceiling higher in order to become better in all avenues and aspects of life. And that's something I got to learn. And I got to implement that into the life that I live today. Got to be humble. Got to be a white belt. Got to be willing to learn from those up ahead of me. Don't underestimate what is out in front. Put in the work every single day to be prepared for that hard competition that's about to come, or those hard times that are about to come, or that work that's up ahead of you. You always want to be ready and rock and rolling. So guys, if you enjoyed this show, I want you guys to go through the rest of my videos, see if there's anything there for you that might resonate with you. And if so, drop me a message. Let me know what resonates with you. And also be sure to subscribe to my new show, The Ken Flash Show. And I look forward to helping you guys. Feel free to drop me a DM, drop me a message. Let's chat some more. And if there's any way that I can help you, please do let me know. I'm here for you. It's Ken Flash Ebanks. Let's rock and roll.